What up, what up, what up, family? It's yours truly, Mr. T Love, T Love Talks. It's been a minute, y'all. It has been a minute. But I had to come back through, chime in, just kind of give y'all an update, let y'all know what's going on with the channel. I actually took some time off of social media, shut my Facebook page down for a minute. Just trying to get back to self, knowledge of self, purpose, the reason why we're here. So, with that being said, just to let y'all know a little bit about what's going to be going forward 2020. Definitely going to try to have some guests on the show. Not try, we'll have some guests on the show. I want to get some more topics, more genuine people that just appreciate life and living. There's been so much going on lately. We got COVID, we got protests going on, we got just the whole idea with this Black Lives Matter agenda that's being put out there, and there's just not enough talk about us really knowing who we are as individuals, you know what I mean? Settling down and taking a look back like a collective and looking at ourselves as a collective pool. And what I mean by that is, you know, we like a melting pot, you know what I mean? We all derive from similar pool, DNA pool. So at the end of the day, your individual options and choices and things that you do out here in this world is based off of your mind. And right now, with the media the way it is, you know, everybody believing exactly what the news say and not, you know, doing their own research, you know, and that in itself is a pandemic, you know what I mean? Just to still be in the information age and be a sea of followers, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff been on my heart, been on my mind, and, you know, I have to really start digging in with my audience, with the folks out there. You know, I am the one and only T Love Talks, so I got to start making my content about who I am, because I'm T Love, you know, so that's what I do. I show love, you know. So, you know, sometimes I think back, I was like, where did I get that name? And it always goes back to when I was in high school, and I used to walk through the hallway with different girls, and there was this one particular little guy in school. He used to kind of look up to me, and you know, my first name Tony, so he would always say, Tony Love, you know, one of the energetic, like Eddie Griffin type characters, you know what I'm saying? Because I would, like, more than likely, I would have at least 2 or 3 different girls, and I would walk around the school with my arms around them. Back then, it wasn't, you know, a big issue, you know what I'm saying, in high school, to walk with your arm around your girlfriend, or if you had 2 or 3, whatever. So it was this one particular guy you saw, T-Love, but I adopted that, you know, my first tattoo when I was 17, you know, but he would say Tony Love. And when I got my first tattoo, you know, I didn't know how much it was going to hurt, so I was like, let me go ahead and get the T-Love, because everybody used to call me T-Love, and I started calling myself that. So that's the story by my name. just to give my viewers, you know, a little more background about me, you know what I'm saying? So, but we're gonna have some really good talks, really good chats, really good T-Love talks, you know. I'm not to the point where I'm on Patreon yet. I'm pretty sure at some point I'll tap into that realm of it. Right now, I just want to make sure y'all viewers with me, y'all sharing the content. We're gonna get it out there. It's a lot to talk about, family, and it's a lot to, you know, discuss right now. But the main thing I want to, you know, make important is not so much getting caught up in the topics, more or less of knowing who you are and what you down here for. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of times we get caught up in what everybody else interests are, and we're not even participating in true counter, you know, behaviors to, you know, actually cut down the powers that be, if you will. Because if that was the case, we'll be creating opposing positive forces against the evils that have been presented to us and our people in a whole, you know what I'm saying? So that part of it I don't want to be emotional about, because I find myself falling into the trap of emotion a lot of times, and I know I'm beyond emotion. Just like I was at the bank earlier, depositing some money, my account and dad account, and you know, it's a packed house. You know, you can't go with this COVID stuff. You can't go inside of the banks and stuff like that like you used to. So, you know, it's this long line out there, and it's an older white couple behind me in a pickup truck, and I guess they wanted to get to the ATM line, which it was one ATM line and two clerk lines, teller lines, excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry. But anyway, so you know, I heard the horn blow, but you know, of course I ignored it because there was nowhere to go. You know, the ATM line was all the way to the left, and then the two teller lines was, you know, to the right. So from the angle, it's 5 cars waiting on this line, about 4 cars waiting on this line. So I'm in the closest line to the ATM. So, you know, they in this big old pickup truck. It's a curve. It's already packed. I can't go no forward. They blowing the horn. So next thing you know, I'm chilling. I was thinking about rolling up, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna roll up right now, because it was a long line at the bank. So next thing you know, I hear a tap on the window, people. And me, I'm already listening to some heavy metaphysics. New Brother Panic, you know, just came out, and you know, he kind of dig in on a lot of that physical, playing a part in that physical realm, and letting your emotions get involved with a lot of this shit while you stuck down to this motherfucker instead of creating your own. But anyway, white got tapped on the window. Bam, bam, bam. I ain't even hear what he said. It didn't matter, because it wasn't about him. It was about me at that point, and that's what I had to realize. It's always about me. Everything that's outside of me don't necessarily exist until I acknowledge it. So at the end of the day, when he tapped on that door, that window, it was up. I could have just acted as if he wasn't even there. You know what I mean? I had my fire on the seat, and if he would have called himself coming around to the driver window, he knew his wife was driving the truck. He came around to the back rear passenger window, which out right there, I got my fire on the seat right there. So, you know, at the end of the day, I ain't have to say nothing, because he would have came around here and I would have seen something that looked like a gun. He would have started barking at this window. I could have still ignored him. And we could have just sat there and I could have just let him bark until I pulled up. But it's almost like you create these certain things in your mind sometime and it'll come into path. But if you learn to start ignoring a lot of the ignorance that's going around on the planet, you can kind of remove yourself. And a lot of that ignorance, it start with these celebrities, it start with the media, you know what I'm saying? It start with just your educational system, you know what I'm saying? Having to be taught like an imbecile, man, because, you know, or taught like a robot, or taught like, you know what I'm saying, not having no sense of natural self, natural being. You know, it ain't enough agricultural courses, it ain't enough, you know, ways to improve, you know, this hellhole we live in. It's just methods of continual, you know, processed foods. You know, all of this crap is destroying our minds and our spirits to where we can't even have a spiritual, righteous experience while we down here. Everything got to be about war, like Bob Marley said, war. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not who I am spiritually as a person. And a lot of us, we wind up, you know, just not being the best versions of ourselves, men, women. And I don't know where my audience is gonna go. I don't know, like I see a lot of platforms on YouTube. I don't know who's gonna follow me, who's gonna watch me. I just wanna be able to, you know, let somebody feel my experience and maybe see some of the experiences that I'm having and some similar experiences that they having, and it might have something to resonate within their spirit to jumpstart whatever they trying to do. You know what I mean? That's all I want this channel to be about, is positive and love, like the name. T-Love Talks. You know? I wonder if it was on y'all head. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to be able to interact with the people, you know what I mean? You know, I always been pretty much an outspoken person, you know, always. You know, always been able to sing, so to me, you know, I had both my parents in my life, so, and I had a situation where, you know, mom and dad had two boys, and they waited. You know, I think I was in grade school before my mama decided to have a third child, but, you know, I think she had a couple of miscarriages in that process, but she had a third child, and he wound up passing, my little brother Jeremiah. So, you know, it wound up making me like the baby, you know what I mean? So, a lot of my siblings, to say the least, you know, they get a little mad because I'm the baby, but, you know, they still love me too. Because I'm T-Love, you know what I mean? I'm the youngest, you know. So, the legacy is real, you know what I'm saying? I come from a big family, no kids. So, the legacy is still yet to be told, but regardless if I do or if I don't ever have kids, you know, it's a legacy that I have to create while I'm here, while I'm down here. You know what I mean? You know, it's almost like you trapped in a prison sometimes, you know what I mean? Because everything is so formatted to look at you as being the worst thing since, you know, burnt bacon. You know, so, and some people like burnt bacon, by the way. But for real though, man, black people, yellow people, red people, white people, all people out there, you know what I mean, you got a responsibility to self at the end of the day. And being involved mentally on, you know, not being a collective and finding common interests as a human race, you know what I mean, I think that's counterproductive, man. But who am I to say it is or it ain't? My job is to know me, you know what I mean, and not let mankind dictate, you know, how I move, you know what I mean, even though you got aspects of it that want you to recognize the evil is there. But if you create an atmosphere of love and blessings and positivity and leave out a lot of the ego, you know what I'm saying, which it ain't necessarily, you know, something that you won't need down here, but at least learn to control the ego to the point where it ain't, you know, consuming who you are. You know what I'm saying? Have a, you know, when you say real, you know, they use the term, you know, real nigga. You know, it's like, when you talk about real, what is real? Real to me is somebody that speak truth. You know, I don't know what's real to you, but real to me, real nigga, you speak truth from your mouth. You don't be dealing with a lot of beliefs. You speak what you know. So if you know, it might be real to you for somebody to follow everything you say, but that ain't necessarily real to me. Real to me is what the mind, you know what I'm saying, looks at is truth. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, truth. And that's what a lot of people don't want to deal with, truth. News definitely ain't telling you the truth. That's why right now you got such a surge in, you know, independent media, you know what I'm saying? Independent black media. Independent, you know, just radio. You know, people are tired of hearing the same thing. People want to listen to other minds that actually go do the research, say what's on their heart, and listen to those different perspectives, because we've been listening to some of the same perspectives for so long. You know, coming out of chattel slavery and just knowing that we was already here, you know, our ancestors, before all the chattel slavery even happened. So to live in a world where, you know, the books and the history is being rewritten right up under your nostril, you know, that's a wild thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, who's creating all of this? We, the whole. We make white people the enemy, and at the end of the day, are they really the enemy, or are they doing what's so-called righteous to them? So instead of worried about what they doing, why we just don't counter what we know is righteous to us in our being is hard, because sometimes I feel like it just won't leave you alone. But at the end of the day, that's true in some instances, and it's not true in some instances, because a lot of us are walking testimonies to walking this spiritual walk and never really having any encounters with the police after we started this spiritual walk. And a lot of us still do some of the same things, like ride around with a little weed in the car, sip a little bit while we driving. You know, some of us might even carry firearms around. You know, me personally, I got my license, so, you know, for whatever that means, you know, being in this matrix, I felt it was necessary. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, create a lot of your own problem. You know, we put these problems on other people, you know what I'm saying? And we'll act as if other people is creating the problem, you know. But at the end of the day, who creating the problem besides yourself? You know what I mean? You can say that slavery is affecting how you moving right now. You could say your grandparents is, your mother and father not being together, that's affecting how you moving. But at the end of the day, you was put down here to learn your purpose for being here. So you got all of these different government networks of trying to help people figure out what the hell their problems is, and they don't even know what the problem is. The problem is we're not being taught as babies more or less where we were back earlier, where you just tell the child, you know better than that. And that's really all you had to do, and the child can get a depiction of, you know, what's right and wrong just by you telling them you know better than that. You know, instead of letting it go on and on and on like a lot of, you know, parents let their children do, let the behavior go on and on and on. Then you get them in class or school, and the teacher can't do nothing with them. You know, righteously, they ain't even supposed to be in there. They're supposed to be around you learning life tools, you know, how to create family wealth within the family, how to barter within the family. They're supposed to be learning more natural things, not all of this, you know, hypocrisy that our people been brainwashed to experience. We gotta rise up mentally, people, spiritually. You know, we gotta stop believing everything that we see on these news outlets, family. We gotta learn to be our own news outlet. You got an antenna up here. It's in the center of your head. A lot of people call it a third eye. There's a lot of spiritual ancient names for it. Your pineal gland. You know. And there's some, like Phil Valentine might say, your first eye. Because without it, you know, you're not even able to witness what's going on in this globe through these two eyes. And really understand that all of this is connected. You know, what's in here, the heart chakra, you know, all the way to your root chakra, you know. Shit, I burnt my root chakra up, man. Chasing this knowledge, man. You know, so you learn, you experience things while you're here, family. But at the end of the day, You know, I'm gonna leave you with protect self, have knowledge of self, you know, understand a lot of the things we're dealing with out here is illusions, you know what I mean? So the only thing that's really real is coming from right here, you know? That's what's real. What you see, what you know. You know what I mean? Not what everybody telling you, but you know. That's what it's about. You making your own journey. And you understanding what you here for, why you down here. You know what I mean? All of that other stuff, clocking into a job every day, that's what you believe you was put here for. And of course, if you believe, a lot must be. So you go ahead and rock with that. But if you know you was here for something bigger than clocking in and being told what to do and being, you know, all of that, then this is the channel you want to watch, family. Either way it go, because I'm going to tell you the real, you know what I mean? But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, family. I just wanted to let y'all know 2020, we're going to be coming with the content, but it's yours truly, Mr. T-Love, T-Love Talks. And one love to the family out there. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it with your friends and family. If you need to take snippets of what I said and just share it with a friend, video it, just to get it out there, go ahead and do that. Make sure, you know, the name is on there so they know who to come and check out. Make sure you like the video. But we out, family, and I'm going to check y'all on the next one. All right, peace.